Hello and welcome to the Shed Sounds Media YouTube channel. My name is Ian Beabout, and today is Friday, May the 3rd, otherwise known as Bandcamp Friday. Bandcamp Friday is a promotion done by the music website Bandcamp, in which on the first Friday of the month, they waive their fees. So what that means is 100% of your hard-earned money spent on these releases go back to the artists. And we don't have to pay Bandcamp for the privilege of releasing our music or selling our music on that day. And it's a great promotional opportunity that they've been doing off and on pretty much since the pandemic. Although I read prior to making this video that May 3rd, 2024 is going to be the last Bandcamp Friday until October. So you might want to jump in on this if you want to support the music that you love in a more, I guess, direct way. All right, so first up is a release which is coming out tomorrow, and that is Intourist by Refestramus. And this is a band that's getting a lot of media attention right now. I think we're close to 40,000 monthly listeners on Spotify right now. It's really just kind of blowing up over the last couple of days. But this album is out tomorrow, but it is available for pre-order now. And this is definitely fans for kind of the melodic side of progressive rock, but the progressive rock influence is definitely there. Pretty much every song sounds a little different. Every song is a little bit of a different flavor of pie in the overall grand scheme of things. And this is a release that I was directly involved with. I actually co-produced this with the band's composer, Derek Ferguson. And that involved recording all of the guitars, mixing and mastering the whole project, and doing all kinds of editing work and anything else that needed to be done from the production angle. This comes in a beautiful, I guess, trifold package. If you're familiar with the way that Coloratura's Unfamiliar Skies album was designed, it was kind of like this. But there's the beautiful inside cover art, which kind of makes me think of a updated version of Close to the Edge a little bit by Yes. But here, let me get the lyric book, which just fell. It also comes with this cool lyric book, so you can follow along, and your next karaoke can feature songs like Agent M versus the Sex Lizard.
Check your oil, you're gonna have a heart attack. One sober oil, gotta check your oil, ain't ever going back. I was thinking of divorce attorneys, he's a weary looking lizard, but we know his name was Cersei.
That's coming out tomorrow, so you can pre-order this now. And 100% of the proceeds go back to Refestramus and go back toward creating new music. So check it out. So releasing very soon is this CD box set from Soft Machine. This was recorded over 2 nights, 4 sets over 2 nights in Hovakuden, Sweden back in 1971. This is one of the classic lineups of the Soft Machine, including Elton Dean, Hugh Hopper, Mike Ratledge, and Robert Wyatt. And this is a box set, both CD and vinyl box set. I'm going to show you the vinyl set in just a moment. But I was involved with the mixing of this. So the story goes that it was recorded I think by the Norwegian radio archives, like they probably set up a little tape machine and just did an audience recording or something. But what we found when we were listening to it is that a lot of times Elton Dean's saxophones were kind of overpowered by Mike Ratlich's keyboards. So Douglas Moon, who does a lot of the video work for Cuneiform Records, was able to use spectral analysis and actually pull stems out of that. It's very similar to the AI demixing program, which now I have, but I didn't have it a year ago when I worked on this. So we were able to take those stems and demix it. Now, demixing doesn't mean if you want to add volume, you increase the volume of an instrument. So if you want more saxophone, you don't increase the saxophone. You actually reduce the keyboard. And there were some instances where there was just no gain to be added at all. And when you pulled out the organ or keyboard, there was barely any sax left. But I would say for about 95% of this, we were able to achieve a much more reasonable balance that I think helps the overall presentation. So this is also available on a 4 LP set, which I think is shipping now. So if vinyl's more your speed, go check this out. And it is rather expensive. It's $100. The CD's $50. But if you think about it, that's like $25 an album. Like I think that's actually pretty reasonable going price for an LP. And when you think about all the work that goes into it and producing this artwork, this isn't just slapping any old recording on a vinyl LP and releasing it, or slapping on a CD and release it. This was done by people who care. So I think that the price tag is more than justified. It's more than fair, especially for what you get. So if this sounds like it's your bag, go check it out. Soft Machine, Hovo Code 1971, available now. So speaking of LP and those kinds of releases, very soon we're going to have copies of this available for sale. This is WTF Was That by Coloratura. And this is my band. This is my project. A trio, primarily a trio of Nathan James bass, compositions, and vocals. Myself playing some keyboards, and synthesizers, flute. I'm singing, and the trio is rounded out by guitarist and multi-instrumentalist Derek Pavlik, who plays both electric and acoustic guitar, as well as smatterings of glockenspiel and viola and vocoder. I also wrote about 4 songs on this and mixed and mastered the whole thing. But of course, this isn't actually the vinyl. This is the cover painting done by Amelia Daffodilia. But this is coming soon. It's coming within like a month. And it's already available for pre-order. So I only ordered about 100 of these. So if you want it, you got to jump on it. And let me tell you something else. I can promise you that this is for real because I have test pressings and they sound fantastic. I was just blown away by the work that A to Z Media was able to do for us. And you can actually hear an example of that work if you go to my previous videos, because I uploaded a flat transfer of the song The Flim Flam Man from this, the vinyl test pressing of WTF Was That by Coloratura.
Tells the truth as a last defense. You can tell his lies by the flapping of his lips. A different man when he's out of reach, cause you might bust the chops of the Flim Flam Man. A scumbag, scumbag. Scumbag, scumbag. Lonesome tool from down.
All right, so I think that just about sums up my recommendations for this month's Bandcamp Friday. Hello from the future, where mic positioning is slightly different. Hair is slightly different taken care of, and I'm wearing a different shirt. But I'm speaking to you from the relatively recent future, or because I have new information. Now, of course, I'm now speaking from the past if you're watching this on Friday. But anyway, there is going to be a new release today on May 3rd, Bandcamp Friday, that the news just came in as I was editing this video. So this is a project called Hydrogen Band from Dave Newhouse. And these recordings are very old. They, I believe they were done in the mid-70s, so probably 50 years old now. And I transferred these off of a tape at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and they were put through a rigorous amount of denoising and demixing because the transfers, when they came in, had a lot of background hiss and not particularly good balance. So it was quite a challenge kind of bouncing between the noise reduction software that I use and the AI demixing software that I use to try and find a balance. Now, anyone who tells you that AI tools like these are somehow eliminating the human element or eliminating artistry is full of it, because this was an incredible amount of work, and I'm here to tell you that. This was really hard to get right. And I know at the time I was a little bit unsure, but I just sat down and listened to parts 1 and 2 of this recording, and I'm actually kind of amazed. I couldn't really detect any artifacting or of any kind from the electronic process. It still sounded very warm and retained its signature of a tape with better balance. Now, I know Dave did go through and kind of select the best bits and edit them together, and then I took it through my process one more time just to kind of go over it. But I would say that extra layer of work is probably what makes it sound as good as it does, and it makes for a release that I can sit and listen to and enjoy. Like, it's been well curated. So definitely, if you have an interest in like the Muffins history, and this isn't really particularly Muffins like either, it's kind of more like Tangerine Dream, so very meditative. And Dave has told me that this is going to be a pay-as-you-want download because it features two of his friends, Beverly and Barney, who are no longer with us. So yeah, go ahead and check this out for $1 or $2. I think you'll be kind of surprised at what you hear, and I'd be curious for some feedback on my aspect of this, my work in this, the demixing, the denoising, and the mastering. Yeah, I also mastered it. So yeah, this is a cool collaborative project, and if, like I said, if you got $5 to spare, I think it's worth checking this out. There's artwork designed by Dave himself that has been treated by Eric Kearns, and yeah, I'll include a link to Dave's Bandcamp page in the description as well. All right, that's all from future me. Back to the past. If you decide to pick up any of these releases, or indeed any releases at all, it doesn't have to be one of these, please do let me know in the comments what you decided to get. What are the great deals you scored today on Bandcamp Friday? I would love to know. And in the meantime, if you do decide to pick up and support one of these releases that I've been involved in, or more than one, let me know what you thought of it. I would like to know, number one, what you picked up. I mean, if it includes one of my releases or not. And if you've had a chance to listen to the files yet, or any of the previews, I'd love to know what you think of it. You know, you can even come back to this video weeks or months ahead of time and still let me know. All right. Thank you so much. My name is Ian Beabout, and it's been a real pleasure and fun talking to you today, and I hope to talk to you real soon. Don't forget to like this video, and if you enjoyed this and want to keep track of what I'm going to do in the future, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and it would make me feel encouraged to do more of this sort of thing. Okay. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.